Alright, I already know. You either don't know who I am, or you're wondering why am I uploading this game? Because I upload this game once every 6 months. And I just want to preface, okay, so my main game, if you don't know who I am, has been Brawl Stars, made by the same publisher as Clash Royale. And I've been playing that for 6 years. It's been my main game since then, but before that, I played Clash Royale since day one, and I've been so loyal to this game, and I've still been following it to this day, even though I haven't been posting content on it consistently. It's still a game that I want to do well, and I have no hate to the developers, I have no hate to the publisher, I have no hate to the community, nothing like that, but everything I say in this video is going to be like for worry of this game, because more recently, and a big reason why I'm making this video, is the fact that Clash Royale's revenue is dipping. Either that or the other games are just doing better. Like, it fell below Heyday, and nothing against Heyday, but you would think that Supercell's big dog, aka Clash Royale, which has been their biggest game for years, wouldn't drop under something like Heyday, which is a really niche game. But yeah, this was always their biggest game ever since it came out. Besides, you know, Clash of Clans has its own niche as well for like base building and that kind of stuff, but like, this is their biggest like PvP game that is like everyone really saw it as like the face of Supercell, and this game was actually breaking through into bigger streamers. You know, it was actually like getting through its niche and showing up everywhere as a mobile game, and that is crazy to see. But with what's been going on and things that they haven't been changing, it makes me think that the future of this game is just like horrible. I don't exactly know, but like I just kind of want to go through it a little bit. Like, for example, 2 new features that came out in the game recently, the Void and the Dagger Duchess. If you were to buy the offer for both of them, which, mind you, is 2 new cards in this game that has 111 cards, you would spend more than a retail game, like a $70 game, because I think the Dagger Duchess offer was more than this because it's a legendary. This just happens every time like a new feature comes out. Now, imagine this in the eyes of a free-to-play player. Like, even these are still here. Like, there's just so many offers to just like it's just so much. Like, if you want, you could just spend thousands of dollars, and which, you know, you could do this in every Supercell game, but like they just throw it in your face a lot more in this game, and they make you almost have to do it in this game more than the other ones. And I actually want to compare Brawl Stars to this game in that way, because actually, you know what, how do I even do this? All right, level 11. Wait, that's actually not high enough. You know what? Wait, I might not be able to play that card. Now that I think about it, where did my tower troop go? The UI changes also throw me off so much. Can I afford this? Yes, like, okay, cool. Cool, a little free-to-play-ish thing I got here, because I mean, I've spent like a good $1,000 on this game in my time, but I don't think I'm gonna spend another $1 on this game, and here's why. So, compared to, like, let's say Brawl Stars, or even Clash of Clans, you could say it for both, probably Heyday too. Clash of Clans and Heyday are 2 games where you spend money to progress, right? And you could say it's the same for this, but in this game, it's more so you need to spend money to win in general, because if you're facing somebody who's a big spender in this game and you're not, it's going to take a significant amount of effort on your part compared to their part to win. And most of the time, your efforts could be rendered completely useless depending on what it is, especially with like early evos in this game. They were pretty tough. I know that they recently got big nerfs, which is good to see. That is actually a pretty good direction, and I'm glad that they did that. Like another, like a more direct example with another Supercell PvP game, Brawl Stars. That game is very free-to-play friendly. It's not completely, but you can still get to a very good point within 1 year of playing the game. And as far as it seems right now, Brawl Stars isn't adding anything. Dude, this could age so fucking badly, but Brawl Stars hasn't added anything since their last mistake, which was similar to level 15, which happened years ago. But the game is in a really good spot right now, and I think a big reason of it is not only are they focusing on adding fun shit to the game, which I think Clash Royale has also been trying to do, but all of this fun stuff is a bunch of shit that completely shakes the game up in the worst way possible. Meaning, like, like the Dagger Duchess. If you're not running this, you're playing the game wrong. Like, that's a problem. A new feature shouldn't be this big thing that, like, You either play this or you're fucking messing up. Like that right there is kind of a problem. Oh, that's gonna activate King Tower. What a cool guy. But yeah, where was I? Like, again, you can get to a very good spot in Brawl Stars, and another big thing about spending money in other Supercell games is you don't have to worry as much in other games about, like, let's say, if I buy this offer, is this shit gonna be meaningless in a year? Because the way I think of it in this game is, like, if I buy an offer in Clash Royale, instead of another game, what's the game gonna look like in a year? Like, are they just gonna add a bunch of new shit that renders my progress useless? Because, like, realistically, I was finally getting close to being maxed out in this game after years. Again, I played this game since day one, and I only took a couple breaks, but all of that just for my progression to be here. Like, I'm getting close to being maxed out. With one update, I'm not here. All of that time gone. Like, all of that effort, everything I did to finally get close to being, like, just fully maxed out in this game, completely gone. And I know this shit happened a year ago. Everybody complained about this a year ago, but it's still a problem. They haven't fixed it at all. They haven't done anything to fix it. Like, maybe they threw a couple freebies at us, but, like, a couple freebies isn't gonna make up for the fact that, like, everything that a lot of us worked for in this game was just fucking thrown in the garbage with, like, the whole level 15. Like, it just makes everything else completely meaningless. And like the Evo shards, it takes, like, upwards of 6 months. I know I could spell his tower, I'm just fucking procrastinating. It takes upwards of 6 months to get a single evolved card free to play, unless they throw freebies at you. And while freebies are good, it still shouldn't naturally take that long to get one Evo. And like, I've been buying every pass since the whole Evo thing because that's the only incentive to buy the pass. Like, is there anything else in here besides just normal progression that, like, makes it worth buying this thing? Like, wait, I actually am curious. Is there a single what is it called? Elite wild card. Is there a single one in this pass? Or so far, no. So at least so far, if you want a chunk of elite wild cards, you gotta get this far in the pass. But wait, bro, wait, does this give you any? How is this supposed to work? I mean, I guess that you get the elite wild cards when you're, like, super, like, already caught up maxed out wise, but, like, it still takes a lot more to level a single card to level 15, and you don't get a single one when you do this, huh? So all of these chests would just be giving you the elite wild cards if you were to be maxed out with level 14. So, I mean, they just need to lower it. Like, it needs to happen faster, because not only are they adding new cards that you need to get to level 15, but, like, Evos. That takes even longer, man. And I know it's completely different. Like, the progression needed for those is different, but, I don't know. I feel like I'm yapping at this point, so. Alright, yeah, this guy is interesting. I think I can just kind of go in like this. He doesn't have Dagger Duchess, therefore he loses. Like, that's just kind of how it rolls now. 2 hits? Nah. I'm gonna do this even though I don't know. I don't know, like, every Dagger Duchess interaction. And I think that's the thing that, like, pro players are really pissed off about now. Hold on, wait. What the freak? My deck. There we go. Now you can see better. But, like B-Rad, for example, he seems very done and over with this game, from what he's been saying recently on, like, Twitter and just everywhere. Like, he seems very, very done with the fact that these tower troops, another thing that, like, if you don't pay for it right away, chances are you're not going to be able to use it at a competitive level. They break the integrity of the game. Now, on paper, I think that stuff like tower troops is actually good. I think that Evos are insanely cool on paper, because it's one of the first times, if not the first time, that they're adding new shit to existing cards. I think shit like that is awesome in games like this. I think that's needed at a certain point. But the way they did it at first, and still the way the progression system is, makes it kind of redundant to people who are not big spenders, which is the majority of players. Even then, I just fucked that up. Even then, though, the fact that Clash Royale is falling that far under... What am I doing? I thought I had enough for Wizard, dude. I'm blind. Oh, you pushed it to the tower? Hey, thanks, buddy. All right. No, I won't. Wow, I didn't even need to do that. Dagger Duchess is stupid. What in the world? Yeah, no. It's just like the integrity of the game is hurt so bad because of all of these bad changes, and now the game is suffering because of it. At first, I thought maybe this game was just like invincible to all this. Wow, I put that down at the worst time. No, don't shoot my wizard. I need the wizard. Oh yeah, the firecracker doesn't have extra health now, so I can just do this. Poor guy. Wow. I mean, I'm still playing like a dumbass because I'm not locked in, but it doesn't really matter. I think we should still be fine. We're actually kind of tied right now. I think he's getting a lot of firecracker damage. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to keep yapping too much about all this stuff, but I feel like this is stuff that needs to be brought up again, because again, nothing changed. After all of this bullshit, even after the game's revenue dipping that far down, especially from its peak, like, it's not just a phase that the game is going through. The game is dying. Like, it's legitimately dying. And you can't just, like, say, no, it's not, because it is. Downloads-wise, and, like, all of these important stats that they really need to, like, be looking at, they're going down. And again, it's not just a phase, it's a result of all of the stuff that's been happening. Everything that they've been doing, all these like shady ways to make people spend money on the game, it's making people either quit or just stop spending money. Like me, I've been, you know, a moderate spender in this game, usually buying stuff that seems worth it to me forever since it came out. But now I see no reason to spend another dollar on this game. And I don't like hate the devs. I don't hate anything about that, but like I hate what they're doing to this game, because the integrity of the game is really failing. And I feel like, if not already, soon people are going to be seeing this game no longer as like peak mobile gaming, you know, a game that can really break through, break away from just being a mobile game, you know, like just what is it, like internet wise, you know, I forgot the word, but like, you know, just in general, like more people are talking about it other than just people who play mobile games. Like XQC played it, a lot of other big streamers played it just by their own choice. But I don't think anybody's doing that anymore, and I'm not sure if this is the result, but I have a feeling that, like, you know, in 2 years, if this is how the game continues, which it seems like it will, it's just gonna keep going down. Like, I don't see how you can keep adding these updates that free-to-play players can't even access for upwards of 4 to 6 months. Like, that's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna work long term, man. Like, it's already showing that the game is suffering because of it. So something needs to be changed. Like, these features that are being added need to be easier to get. That will fix so many problems. If free-to-play players can just get the features at least soon after they come out, all of this stuff would be so much better. Like, they just need to cut certain progression things down, because not only do you have to do the normal progression of the game, but now you have to do this new progression that literally doubled, if not tripled, how long it takes to max out in this game, or doubled and tripled the amount of money you need to spend. And it's really polarizing stuff. So all in all, this is like my 6-month update on how I feel about the game. Not good. I think it might be the worst it's been in a while. And, you know, I do think that stuff like the Evo Wizard, all these Evos, they're cool, but they're inaccessible. And that is what's hurting it. You know, some people say that tower troops are a huge problem. I don't think they're a massive problem, but I do think that they shouldn't be breaking the game in the way that they are. They should all be balanced, and the game shouldn't be like rock, paper, scissors, which is a fundamental problem with tower troops. And yeah, so I don't know how to feel about them, but it does seem that Clash Royale is finally trying to go back to their roots and actually add interesting stuff to the game. After all these scandals that, like, every update has just been like a new progression added, but they're finally starting to add, like, you know, Evos is a really interesting thing. I think it's going to be really good once every card is an Evo, because then, like, every deck can have different Evos. That's really cool to think about. But yeah, they, like, players are not gonna get every Evo within 100 years if this is how it's gonna be forever. So yeah, something needs to change. I'm gonna stop rambling about this because I could just keep going on forever. So yeah, Clash Royale, I hope you eventually listen. I think they've been beginning to listen with nerfing Evos. So yeah, please just continue to listen, because the more you listen to your community, take this from Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars listens to the community so well majority of the time. If you listen to the players who are playing your game, if you hear the feedback that your consumers are giving you, then you will have more consumers, or those consumers will continue to play your game. But if you just ignore them, game gone. It's the same thing that's happening to Fortnite, man. That game has fallen so far from its peak, and it's simply because they keep changing things that don't need to be changed, and they're not listening to anybody. Not a single person. There's so many fundamental things wrong with that game that have not been touched, and the game is just, it's in the same like tornado that Clash Royale is in, where they keep trying to add new interesting stuff, but they just don't look at the fundamental problems, and the game is falling off because of it. Like, Fortnite legitimately has fallen so far from its peak, and I think Clash Royale has also fallen so far from its peak. But both games have infinite potential to fix those problems and reach a new peak. That is exactly what Brawl Stars did, and I'm so proud of the team for doing that, because it's rare in games like this for them to have these problems, fix them, and have the game way better than before the problems even existed. So if Clash Royale can just fix these problems, they can do the same thing Brawl Stars just did like a year ago, and Brawl Stars is still peaking every month, by the way. The game is going crazy now because they fixed those problems, and because along the way of them fixing those problems, the game just got better because they kept adding interesting stuff while fixing the problems. Now that the problems are done, most of the problems, I gotta say, while most of those big problems are gone, boom, game insane. So yeah, please, Clash Royale, do that. I'm literally 360ing in the same sentences over and over again. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Let me know how you feel about Clash Royale. I think it's in a really interesting state, and arguably a really bad state right now. So yeah, goodbye.